This was an open challenge. In the ring, you see 1, 2, 3, 4 real men.
Get that man a calculator.
Outside the ring, I see 1, 2. Tank, Rick Michaels, every step of the way, you've been outnumbered, you've been outsmarted, and you've been outmuscled. Scottie Wrenn just put his guarantee that he's winning tonight. It's over. This is the last time you're gonna get your shot at us, and you couldn't find anybody to step in the ring with us. Tonight, it's your funeral, pal.
I guess these people out here aren't as stupid as you think they are. Yeah, they say there's just 2 of us. And on your little poster it says Tank and Rick Michaels and friends. So if you want to go ahead and play my friend's music, bring him out here.
And the old Getz Enterprise don't think that Tank has friends. Tank begs to differ, and anytime you listen to Tank, you gotta pay close attention. You don't want to cross this man ever. Giving me a lesson that Getz Enterprises should have learned at least once or twice by now. And that ominous music seems to indicate the return of the Iceberg. And Getz Enterprises don't seem to be too delighted by this recent occurrence. Oh my goodness. Iceberg returning to the NWA arena after taking a sabbatical after being injured. And in hospital, something that Iceberg has never been involved in before. The only other time Iceberg was in a hospital was when he was born.
You know, you're right. It's still 4-on-3. Tank, you got your partner back, and damn, it's great that you're back. Shit, I'm kind of lonely out here. I ain't got nobody with me. I know I'm a little old and a little fat and damn out of shape, but if you'll give me just a second, I'm gonna go back there and see if I can find me a partner for tonight, okay?
Rick Michaels heading backstage, and he wants another partner to even up the odds.
It's 4-on-3. We got you outnumbered. Scottie Wrenn's taken care of Iceberg before. They're gonna take care of Rick, and then Tank, I'm gonna make you tap out in the middle of this ring, bitch.
And as the familiar Midnight Express music playing, does that music indicate what I think it does? It sure does! It sure does!
And ladies and gentlemen, it's tag team partner from Memphis, Tennessee, weighing 234 pounds, the Messiah of the Spine Buster, David Young!
Not merely playing a numbers game, but I believe just looking at the talents and the violence that the team of Tank, Rick Michaels, David Young, and oh my goodness, what an 8-man matchup. We expected maybe a 6-man, now it's 8-man, and boy, with the amount of poundage and tonnage and threats of violence we're about to see, this is gonna be one for the books, Dan.
Bad Attitude reunited in the NWA arena, 4-time NWA World Tag Team Champions, 2-time Wildside Tag Team Champions, 2 of the greatest singles wrestlers in Wildside history. Michaels and Young back together. Also, Tank and the Iceberg are back together. The 600-pound no-pain train, the biggest and baddest monster ever in NWA Wildside, is now back.
And boy, now what a tall order it is for Getz
Enough of all
Enterprises.
this stalling shit. Get your asses in here, because we're going to beat the living shit out of all four of you. And Getz, when I get my hands on you, you're going to be screaming like a neutered little puppy dog, you little bitch.
Say what you really mean, Tank.
Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Tank is tired of waiting. And I'm sure Iceberg, well rested and seemingly injury-free, along with Tank and the reunited bad attitude, the strategy that Getz Enterprises brought them to the ring and now has to be changed entirely.
The ticking time bomb, Scottie Wrenn, starting this matchup. And he's here in Wildside. He said if he doesn't break the back of Rick Michaels tonight, then he'll leave. He is dead serious. He plans on killing. Well, now wait a minute. Now the man that he put out, Iceberg, he doesn't want to face. Getz is going to start the match with Iceberg.
Well, he was sort of involuntarily tagged in. And that breeze you feel as Getz tagging out.
Now the Sugar Shaun Tempers in the ring.
And Getz Enterprises, they don't have any idea what to do here with this recent turn of events. Tank and Iceberg and Bad Attitude facing them from across the ring. And Ace Rockwell is the latest tag in. Boy, if they wait any longer, they might break the Larry Zbyszko record for avoiding the lockup.
Well, Michaels has a score to settle with Rockwell. It was pomp and circumstance that attacked him, attacked his back, put the camel clutch on him with a chair, injured him, put him out of action for many, many weeks until he made his return here tonight.
And Ace Rockwell says that Rick Michaels pulled his hair. How do you pull hair that's a half an inch long? I'm not quite sure. And Ace Rockwell, the recipient of a flying loogie. Maybe we should give Iceberg a hanky.
Collar and elbow tie-up. The original chosen one, Rick Michaels, takes the arm of Rockwell. Twists very deliberately. A seven-figure deal, Rockwell with a wraparound into a reverse waistlock. Yet another reversal. Waistlock by Michaels, takes him down, floats over front chancery. Reversal again there by Rockwell into a hammerlock. Some very fundamental wrestling going on here as these two men in the feeling out process. They're young against the legend of NWA Wildside. In the original chosen one, Rick Michaels. Off the ropes he goes, shoulder tackle, down goes Rockwell. Up and over goes Michaels. Waiting on him, side headlock takeover brings Rockwell all the way down to the mat.
Rick Michaels, a man of so many gifts, has been at it longer than any of the athletes. In a very, very talented dressing room here at NWA Wildside.
Side headlock applied there by Rockwell. He's cinching it in. Michaels shoots him off the ropes, breaks the hold, shoulder tackle, down goes Michaels. Off the ropes goes Rockwell. Ducks a clothesline, does Michaels, clothesline of his own. Down goes Rockwell.
Rockwell is seeing stars. Realize that even though Rick Michaels is a bit of a damaged version of what the original chosen one was in years past, he is still an ultra dangerous man. And even more dangerous still, he's probably the smartest man in this matchup here. And when it comes to pro wrestling, Rick Michaels knows it all. And a pair of hip tosses and a big arm drag. And Ace Rockwell is getting a lesson in wrestling fundamentals from the original chosen one, Rick Michaels.
Wrestling 101. This is a guy that was the lead instructor of the Wildside Dojo. This is a guy that trained AJ Styles. He knows a thing or two about Wrestling 101, and he can take you down any way on that mat. Now comes in the strong style psycho, the badass Tank. 300-plus pounds from Chicken Heart, South Dakota, and it's he that is leading the charge in this grudge. It has been between Tank and Al Getz personally for over a year now, including a well-concocted conspiracy that even Scottie, Wrenn, and Getz were on. It had Getz, Tank was in Al Getz' enterprise. It was all a conspiracy against him. He is out for revenge tonight, and this is his opportunity to get it. Zabeel out of the corner.
You know, it's funny, as smart as Al Getz is, why you want to tick off somebody like Tank? You know, there's nothing in it but severe abuse, because the strong style psycho has got it in spades. Matter of fact, just ask Shaun Tempers at this very minute.
Strong style psycho delivering some strong punches there, but Tempers has turned the tide now. Not for long. Tank's got him. Chicken wing suplex on his head.
Tank is looking in great shape considering he just came back from, but in comes the Messiah, the spine buster, David Young making his return to NWA Wildside.
Drop down, beautiful drop kick by David Young, and the Messiah, the spine buster, here to help out his friends Tank and Rick Michaels at Freedom Fight 2004. So great to have him back in the arena.
Big old monkey flip, and Shaun Tempers goes flying across the ring. And even if other wrestling organizations don't know what David Young can do, we here at Wildside know all too well. But in comes the mighty 600-pound, no-pain train, the Iceberg. Oh, a meeting of the two behemoths. And Al Getz, Shaun Tempers, and Ace Rockwell don't want any part of Iceberg. It's all up to the ticking time bomb. I think Scottie Wrenn might be up for the task, but he better be careful.
Well, Iceberg has been waiting a long time to get in the ring with this guy. This is the guy that gave him 2 psycho slams on a pile of steel chairs and Wrenn out of the ring again. Rockwell now tagged in.
A blind tag, he's not going in voluntarily.
And with a look on his face, you'd think he was marching face first into an early grave. Unfortunately,
that's the way of putting it.
Probably the truth.
It almost looks like Ace Rockwell praying for mercy, but to quote Biohazard's famous move, it sounded like he's almost like praying for death. Going for a collar and elbow, and the power of the no-pain train sends Ace Rockwell hurtling. Perhaps the dumbest move of the night. Ace Rockwell, this trophy is yours.
Tried everything he can, but just cannot take down the Iceberg.
It gets the heat of the moment, you'll try anything, even something idiotic like that.
Tempers is partnering to make the save for him, but to no avail. The no-pain train with his own tribute to the American Dream. Dusty Rhodes in the house tonight.
Dusty Rhodes, quite an inspiration on a variety of levels.
Rockwell hard into the corner. Here comes the avalanche.
Ace Rockwell was 21.
He's also about 4.5 inches flatter than he was. Big elbow by the Iceberg.
6.5 now. And David Young has got spine buster on the brain, and that usually means the end of the match. Last I checked.
He's gonna pick up what's left, and he's already stated he takes exception to Rockwell using his move. Rockwell up and over, he counters a spine buster, ducks under. David Young lands on his feet. He ducks a clothesline. Rockwell plants David Young with his own spine buster.
Oh boy, that does not sit very well with David Young. Being the recipient of his own move, that's something that irks away at the considerable pride of any pro wrestler. Pin attempt from Ace Rockwell. And David Young, I think out of sheer anger, out of sheer resentment and being insulted like that, I think that's what pretty much kicked out of that pin attempt.
Definitely. Well, it had been no secret that David Young was not happy with this young, rich, spoiled punk coming in here and using the spine buster. That's patented in the NWA arena. You better have a very well-signed copyright document to use that move here.
No, you don't have to have a signed document.
Well, if you don't want your ass kicked, you better.
That's my point exactly. If you want a pin attempt from Shaun Tempers,
Nice neck breaker there, but
before he made the pin attempt after tagging, boy, Tempers is I think he's losing the few marbles he has left. In comes Ace Rockwell. And the crowd wants Al Getz to tag in the worst way. Gotta look forward to that occurrence.
Rockwell is going to the top. This young pompous punk, high crossbody, the Messiah catches him, spins him all the way around into a Uranagi.
And David Young at this juncture could certainly do with a tag. And in comes the original chosen one, Rick Michaels. As Ace Rockwell is looking for anybody other than himself.
Well, ticking time bomb. Scottie Wrenn now here with Michaels.
Boy, these two share history, my goodness.
Yes, a lot of history.
Oh, yeah.
As best friends and bitter enemies to hell and back with each other. But now apparently that is degenerated into pure bitterness. Michaels, knowing he's at a disadvantage against a lunatic like this, goes to the only resource he knows, and that's those old dirty tricks.
That's right, on a low blow. Boy, that pin attempt from Michael, only a 2 though. Boy, Rick Michaels really washed Scottie Wrenn's truck there, but Scottie Wrenn coming back. Shaun, ouch.
Catches Michaels with a forearm.
A big boot that I don't think got everything on Rick Michaels, but got enough to set him off balance. And Scottie Wrenn now in for the kill. Boy, clawing away at the face of the original chosen one, Rick Michaels. Rick Michaels, who is not a full-time professional wrestler.
And Al Getz Enterprises doing a number on Michaels in the corner. And I don't envy Mike Posey one bit, trying to keep those 3 guys out of here.
And the very volatile Iceberg, David Young and Tank want in, seeing Rick Michaels the recipient of all this punishment. Michaels valiantly fighting back on his hands and knees, but still not enough. That strong, the ticking time bomb, Scottie Wrenn, is just too much for Rick Michaels at this point. Oh no, Scottie Wrenn wants to bring in Al Getz, and Al Getz is going in willingly.
Oh, he gets in the ring when the guy's down. That really does not surprise me.
That's some of the worst kicks I've ever seen in my life. But Al Getz is trying as best as he can. Kicking away. And one shot from Rick Michaels sends Al Getz scurrying for the first available tag.
Rockwell in there on Rick Michaels and on him quickly. Sends him to the outside, distracting Mike Posey.
And unfortunately, as Rick Michaels is about to be the recipient perhaps of a double or triple team, maybe even a quadruple team.
Well, Wrenn said he was going to snap his back tonight. He said he was going to end the career. He said he was going to kill Rick Michaels. And I don't know if he meant that literally, but when it's coming from his mouth, my God, look at Michaels, the heart, the desire, fighting back against this lunatic, even in the shape that everybody knows he's in physically. Right back into Rockwell. He goes for the lateral press, but Michaels kicks out.
Rick Michaels gamely kicking out after being the recipient of much punishment from Al Getz Enterprises.
He goes for the back body drop. Rick Michaels counters back slide. This could be all for Rockwell. No.
Boy, Ace Rockwell with a big rookie mistake. Rockwell tagging his pop and circumstance partner, Shaun Tempers, and shaking up Iceberg, Tank, and David Young in the attempt. Very smart and wily tag team move. And Rick Michaels, his neck hanging over that second rope with all of Al Getz's 120 pounds draped over it.
Well, Scottie Wrenn and Mike Posey questioning the validity of the tag there, but don't know how deep you want to go into an argument with a ticking time bomb. Rick Michaels has Wrenn. He's got him. This could be the double shot. No. Yes.
Rick Michaels thinking on his feet and able to double shot the ticking time bomb. Scottie Wrenn, no mean feat at any time in any match. Rick Michaels, though, crawling the wrong direction. He realizes it now. And in comes the no pay train, and the complexion of this matchup has just changed 180 degrees. Al Getz running for his worthless life.
One glare is all it took to clear the ring of all three of them, and Tank's coming after Getz.
And David Young blocking the way of pomp and circumstance. And in the ring, Iceberg and Scottie Wrenn.
These two big horses trading soup bones in the middle of the ring. Oh, good grief. Tempers goes head first into the booth. Berg and Wrenn in the ring. There's the Psycho Slam, the same move that put him out.
Scottie Wrenn just Psycho Scottie Slam Iceberg, and Iceberg just got up. Iceberg is not human, oh my lord!
Psycho Scottie Slam of his own. And the no pain train in the order. There's the ground zero splash.
And sweet revenge has been served.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners, the team of Tank, the Iceberg, Rick Michaels, and David Young.
I get the impression a lot of business has been resolved here tonight. Al Getz Enterprises has been stopped dead in its tracks, courtesy of Iceberg, Tank, and the reunited Bad Attitude. What a fascinating turn of events here at Freedom Fight 2004. And Ace Rockwell's on the receiving end of what a spine buster really feels like. The very best in the business. Courtesy of David Young.
Well, Tank's doing his damnedest to get Getz. He's gaining steam on him. He's gaining steam on him. He's got it.
Tank has got Al Getz by the wife beater. Al Getz in a bad position. Clocked by David Young, Rick Michaels, Iceberg, and oh dear.
There's the choke breaker by Tank. After a long year of trying to get at this guy, he's finally got his hands on Al Getz, and he's destroyed him.
And Scottie Wrenn was not able to make good on his promise. He was not able to break the back of Rick Michaels. And if Scottie Wrenn is good for his words, Scottie Wrenn is gone. And Al Getz Enterprises has been decimated. Quite literally.
What would Freedom Fight be without the four baddest sumbitches in NWA Wildside? Hey, we may not be in that cage in War Games, but by God, we're still kicking ass.